Let's get into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. This means that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. Whew. Well, what's up, tribe? Sorry about the delay, you guys. Sorry about that. I had to go run and get me something to drink real quick. I hate doing these shows without having something to drink because I always get thirsty while I do all this talking. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great day, honey. I had to get out of the bed this morning to go back to work, child. Had to go back to work, but that's okay because I'm on the downside of this mountain, okay? I can see the light at the end of this tunnel. I can see the light at the end of this tunnel, okay? Listen, we got some stuff to get into today, honey. This Shannon Sharpe situation is just a whole situation. Y'all, I tried to get a copy of the lawsuit before I went live, and I wasn't able to get it. A lot of people gonna send it to me, but they didn't get it to me before I went live. So it's all good. If you want to hear the actual lawsuit, Pam, the Law Intellect Esquire, she did a really, really good live earlier today. I tried to get in touch with her. Which I know Pam be busy, child. Pam be busy. But we're going to get into it. Let me say hi to the people first. And then we're going to get into these things. What's up, The Informed? Hey, Cajun, Tan, Chuck. Hey, Don. Y'all know, look, Don is here. So y'all already know what time it is. If Don is in the room,
close them doors.
It's time to do what, y'all?
Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
I'm having some technical difficulties. Did that delay on y'all's end or just my end? Because that video delayed over on my end. But y'all know it's time to close the doors. Let me know if it delayed on both sides. Because y'all know I was having some problems the other day. Lord, baby, I need you to hold on a little longer. Lord, here go Cajun. Hey, Amber. Rosonda, how you doing? Hey, Cindy. Hey, Brandon. What's going on? Hey, J Diva. Tawana. Yes. What's up, Chuck? I said Chuck. I already said hi to Chuck. Rock Chick. Lovely 31. Hey, CJ. Janae. Hey, boo. Hey, JB. What's up, boo? Southern Belle. All right. Sweet Pea. Cross Country Cruiser. Hey, my love. Auntie Eva. Buddha baby. Okay, Buddha baby. Yes, go. You know I'm a DC girl all day, every day. What's up, Ray? Hey, Ray. Terry, T baby for life, honey. Yes. Malicia. Hope I said your name right. What's up? Hey, Nay. What's up, Nisi? Kitty Doc. What's going on with you guys? All right. I'm scrolling down. What's up, Tracy, baby? Tracy, Tracy, you were on vacation. I was not going to ask you to pull nothing while you were on vacation, girl. Y'all, Tracy sent me pictures from the bar. You know, Tracy is doing recognizance for us for the cruise because Tracy is actually currently on the same ship that we are going to be on in February on our cruise. So she is going to come back and give us a full report on all of the do's, the don'ts, the good, the bad, the ugly. So far, her favorite bar is my favorite bar, which is the Schooner Bar, which I told you guys is my favorite bar because they have that marshmallow old fashioned. So that's her favorite bar so far. But she still has, I think she said she still has a few more bars to try out. So When Tracy comes back, we're going to get a full report. What's up, Candy? What's up, Kenya? Hey, boo. Tracy. I said Tracy. Tawana, I promise the troublemaker gets on my nerves. Which troublemaker? Cajun? Listen, Cajun. You know what? I'm just going to give JB a mod stick over here. Yes, that marshmallow. Listen, JB, that marshmallow old fashioned is good. Now I know some people don't like sweet drinks. I don't mind a little sweet. It's really good, baby. When I tell you, once I found that marshmallow old fashioned. When I tell y'all, I will walk. If I was on one side of the ship, I will walk over there and make sure I had me one at least. It's good. Right. Tracy at the bar, half drunk. What's up, Brandon Brown? We got 2 Brandons. Hey, Brandon Brown. It had nothing to do with you. No, Cajun, you are a mod. You are already a mod on the other channel. I think I'm going to need to give JB a mod over here because you be terrorizing him. You be terrorizing him over here, child. All right, y'all, let's get into it. We are not live on TikTok today because I really do need my phone and I do not have time to play them games today because, baby, we got a lot to cover. I am going to, and I probably will be chopping this live up and just uploading sections of it because we just really had some things to get into. At the end of the live, and I'm going to wait until the end because I know some of y'all don't want to do the politics and stuff like that. But at the end, I do want to go over something that I've been promising y'all for a long time. We'll do it at the end. And like I said, I'll probably end up chopping this up. Okay. So first of all, let me make my announcement. I haven't made this announcement in a while. I need to really find out who all is going on the Books and Bourbon tour so I can just get an idea, for how we're going to be moving around the city. I know we have a group on IG, but everybody that's in the group may not be going, and some people may be going that aren't in the group. So I really need to know who all is going, so I can start after the Boss Babe Awards. I'll focus on all the things I need to get in place for this, as far as finalizing the distilleries and finalizing the restaurant. I need a head count so we can do. We are going to do a dinner that Saturday night. That is my plan. But Chuck is working on finding a restaurant for us. And also I have my friend Cruiser working on finding a restaurant for us as well. I would love for it to be Black owned, but if it can't be Black owned or if we can't work that out, then we'll do a restaurant that's in walking distance of the hotel. So we don't have to worry about all of that. There are 2 distilleries that I'm looking at that are on Whiskey Road that are in walking distance to the hotel. The 3rd distillery, the Black owned one, is not on Whiskey Road, but it is close to where we're going to be going to the book festival. I did post in the IG group, excuse me. I did post in the IG group that the book festival is looking for authors. So if anybody in this group isn't, on my channel, catching this in the replay, whatever, if you are an author or if you know of an author that is, looking for, a place to sell their books and, a festival, it's a book festival, please, let me know. And again, I put the information in the group chat on Instagram. So they're starting to, I know right now the website has not been updated, but they are starting to get in motion for the book festival. And as soon as it's updated, I'll make sure I will post the updated website. But it does still say 2024. So they're updating it, but they did send that out the other day. So once again, you guys, for those who do not know, they're like, what is she talking about? We are doing a trip. Books and Bourbon. We are doing a trip. It is October the 10th through the 12th of 2025. The VIP package, you do not have to purchase it, but here's what the VIP package will include. It will include a t-shirt. It will include the price of admission into 2 of the distilleries. We will go to at least 2 distilleries. I'm hoping to go to 3, but we will go to at least 2 distilleries. So it would include your price of admission to 2 distilleries. It will include your transportation to the book fair because the book fair is not in walking distance of our hotel. And it will also include swag from the book festival. So some sort of swag. I'm actually trying to get, last year they sold these really nice tote bags. So that's what I'm trying to get y'all, but I don't want to lock myself into it because they may do something different this year, but it'll be some sort of swag from the book festival, whether it's a t-shirt, a mug. Last year they had like mugs, they had like the stainless steel cups, you know, not Stanley, but like the Stanley cups, and they had the heavy cloth tote bags. So I'm trying to do the cloth tote bags, but it'll be some sort of swag. And the VIP package is $150. That needs to be paid by August the 1st. So I know how many t-shirts that I need to order and make sure I have the t-shirts by the time I leave here. I need to have the t-shirts by no later than October the 1st is what I would be comfortable with, so that I know I have them and I can pack them and take them with me. So 3 people actually have already reserved that. And again, you do not have to purchase that to be a part of the situation. It is just something extra that I came up with, that I added. There's also a hotel link where the hotel where we are staying. I have the link. It's there. Again, I've posted the link in the Instagram group multiple times. So I'll continue to post it because as I'm adding new people, I don't know how far you guys can scroll back. So every time I add somebody new, I try to repost everything so I make sure they can see it. Again, if you're just coming in, or if you're new, or if you didn't think you could go and now you can go, just reach out to me on Instagram. I can add you to the group. Or, okay, Lord, Tracy done got us the lawsuit, honey. Lord, okay, Tracy, thank you, boo. And Don, the Tracy didn't send it to you. I'll forward it to you, babe. So anyway, so that is the update on that. So again, if you want to be added to the Instagram group, just reach out to me on Instagram and let me know. I will add you. Or if you know how to get in touch with me, like on my phone or whatever, just, you know, because some of y'all got my number, child. I am flying in. So good question, Cajun. Hold on. Let me take this off the screen, child. Good question. I am going to be on the first thing smoking Friday morning, because what I would like to do, the schedule that I have in my mind is we will do 2 distilleries on Friday. The hotel where we're staying, like I said, it's in walking distance of Whiskey Row. So I figured we could hit 2 of the distilleries on Friday evening. Maybe the first one at like 3:00, the second one at like 5:00, or maybe a little bit later. So, you know, to make sure everybody gets in. And then the hotel where we're staying has a restaurant. And I ate there when I stayed there last time. So they have, you know, they have a happy hour. They have appetizers. I mean, it's not like a full-fledged restaurant, but it's food. And the food was good that I had there, but it's mostly like it's mostly like a bar. You know what I mean? Like they have a bar there and they have appetizers, but they also have a menu. But, you know, again, we don't have to eat there, child. We can go wherever we can go other places. There are restaurants on Whiskey Row. If we come out of the second distillery and we see something right there to eat, we can eat right there. I believe the restaurant me and Chuck went to is on Whiskey Row. I said Distillery Row, Lord. It's on Whiskey Row. So I will be so what I did last time was my flight was at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So I flew out. And I was at the hotel by what, 10:30. Okay, Tracy, thank you, my love. Thank you, boo. Yeah, so I think like 10:30, and I went to the book festival, so we'll have plenty of time. But yeah, I have not booked my flight yet. Actually, I'm probably gonna book my flight in the next 2 weeks, because this weekend I'm booking a flight. I have to go to Dallas. So I'm booking my flight to Dallas for this weekend. And then probably next week or the week after next, I'll book my flight to Nashville. So once I have booked my flight, I'll let you guys know exactly what time I will be in Nashville. And like I said, last year I left my luggage. They locked my luggage. They gave me a luggage tag. It was no problem. After Chuck got us put out of the restaurant and I got back to my hotel, I got my luggage and went to my room because my room wasn't ready, obviously, at 11 o'clock in the morning. So All right. Don said the likes is bald headed. We have 200 people in the room and the likes are bald headed. So those are the church announcements, you guys. When Tracy gets back, she's gonna give us an update on she's gonna give us all the ins and outs of the cruise. So when she gets back, we'll do some cruise updates. And we'll talk about some stuff with the cruise. Okay. All right. I'll be in Atlanta in August for everyone there and wants to see me. Okay, Cajun. No, JB is not in a. You know what, JB? I'm about to give JB a mod stick. JB, I'm about to give you a mod stick just in case you need the time out. Okay, I got you. Oh my goodness. Okay, before I go any further, I have to shout out a very special person who just recently had a birthday. She is a super fan of mine. She loves me, and I love you back, Layla. Happy birthday. And if y'all could do me a favor, could y'all flood the chat with happy birthdays for Layla so she can see the love coming from the tribe? If y'all could do that for me, please, I will appreciate that. What's my email again? ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com. Hold on, I put it in the chat. And Janae, I saw your message. I'll do it as soon as I get off the live. I'll do it as soon as I get off the live. Look at all this love for Layla. Yes. Happy birthday, Layla. Yes. Okay. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look at that. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. Ooh, okay. I can't wait till Tracy gets back. Okay. No, JB, I said I'm gonna give you a mod stick so that if you need to time Cajun out, if Cajun is giving you a hard time, that's what I said. Cajun, this your last one, and next time I pick up this phone, I'm gonna give JB that mod stick. Mm-hmm. Cajun will be back and forth. Don't bully me. It was an accident. Y'all are in the chat cutting up. Okay, let's get into these notes, honey. All right. So first of all, that wasn't even on the agenda, but okay. Well, because we're gonna get right to the nitty-gritty in a few minutes. We have a shit we did not ask for. Now, again, if you are new here, you may not know we have a whole segment here. Damn, we 20 minutes in and I ain't said nothing. We've been talking for 20. Child, I'm sorry, y'all. But she's cheesy. She's welcome. What happened to the Drag Race finale? I thought they didn't do it. Child, I don't know if I thought they did the live. Maybe they didn't, because we were trying to figure it out around Easter, and people were celebrating 420 and Easter and birthdays, and El Teddy's out of town. I thought they did it, but maybe they didn't. I'll check on that, Janae. I'll check on that for you. So listen, for those who do not know, we have a segment here called Shit We Did Not Ask For. If you are a member, if you are lit up in green, you have your emojis, okay? But for everybody else, you can still play the game. Put a 1 in the chat if this is something you asked for. Put a 2 in the chat if it is not. Put a 3 in the chat if it's a hell no, okay? For those of you that are new, that's how it is, all right? So you ain't missed nothing, child. I've been running my mouth. We about to get into it now, though. So we're going to start off. We normally do these somewhere in the middle, but baby, we're going to start off with the shit we did not ask for today. So here's what it is. Kevin Hart has been named as the host for the BET Awards for this year. Now, I don't know if y'all asked for that. Did y'all ask for that? How we feel about Kevin Hart being the host for the BET Awards for this year? Cajun said we do not want it. Damn, we even getting some threes? Wow. So can I ask y'all a question? Has Kevin Hart played? I mean, are we over him? I don't watch, so it doesn't matter. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Y'all know the only thing I really do on the BET Awards at this point is watch the performances so I can come back and tell y'all how I felt about them. I honestly don't give a daggone about none of these award shows. I want Regina. Regina Hall was good. Regina Hall was really good. She was good. Do the kids even know Kevin Hart? Yeah, they know Kevin Hart. They know Kevin Hart. JB said, I've been over Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart fatigue. Not what's the number for I don't care. Child. He plays to the white audience a lot to me, so that's why I personally don't care for him. Kevin Hart is getting a revival. The kids know Kevin Hart due to Casanat. You know what? Xavier, that's a good point. What he's been doing, him and Casanat have been linking up a lot over the last year. So that's valid. That is a valid point. Taraji did a good job hosting too. She did. I thought Taraji. Listen, let me tell you something. I think all the black women did a good job because when Tisha Campbell and Tashina Arnold hosted, I don't know what they hosted. What was it? It wasn't it was like the BET Honors or something like that, but they did it 2 years in a row and they did a really good job. The Wayans family would be, Rock Chick, that, let me tell you something, that would be great. They did the Soul Train Awards. Thank you, Cajun. I think the Wayans family would be hilarious. Can y'all imagine the skits that they would come up with? Wow. That would be good. I ain't think about that. That would be good. The BET Awards, when Monique, she did a good job too. Monique did a good job. That's before she became angry, child. That's before she became angry. She just angry now. Because I tried to watch, like when she went on tour with Cat Williams and some of the clips, some of the clips went viral. She just even her comedy is just angry now. You know what I mean? What up, y'all? Dropping out the clouds to say Monique was the best host. Okay, back in the clouds. That's one thing about y'all. Let me tell y'all something about y'all. Y'all and El Teddy, those are my two mods that are snipers in the sky. I never know when they're here. I never know when they're here. And they'll just drop down, say something, and they'll drop back, or drop up. But they go back up. But they'll be the first one to snipe somebody. If I get a troll up in here, y'all get them, or El Teddy will get them. I'll be like, damn, I didn't even get a chance to see what they gone. Those are my snipers, honey. Monique was the best host, hands down, especially for her Beyonce. Yeah, listen, Monique is a talented woman. I think right now Monique is angry, and I really want her to let go of the anger. But she is so talented. She is so talented. It takes all kinds of mods. It sure does. And I have some great mods. I do. Why is the BET Awards June 9th? It's usually the last Sunday in June. It usually is later in June, Montrez. Yeah. Because usually I'm usually somewhere on my birthday trip. Because usually when I'm watching it in like a hotel room or a Airbnb we don't rent it or something like that. I'm usually out of town. You're absolutely correct. They did the BET Experience last year. What about some more? I have not seen some more in a long time, but she was funny. When I say was, I'm only saying because I haven't seen her in a long time, but I'm sure she could do it. I'm sure she could do it. But anyway, so I thought I would throw that in there for y'all. Child, I'm sorry, y'all. Thank you, Ray. Ray sent it to me too. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all really be looking out for a sister, honey. Y'all be looking out for a sister. I appreciate y'all. Oh, gosh. I hate when I'm looking for something and I can't find it. And when I'm not looking for something, it's in my damn face. Hold on, y'all. Lord have mercy. I thought I had. See, this is why I need my phone, because all my stuff is in my phone. I screenshot stuff and it's just there, child. All right. Is this it? Because we didn't talk about it yesterday because I was too busy with Shannon Sharpe yesterday. Maybe I didn't do it. All right. Maybe I didn't do it. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Cajun, shut up, because I know Cajun about to say something smart. Cajun, you shut your mouth. Thank you, boo. Now everybody's sending me the lawsuit. So we're going to go over the lawsuit in a second. Never mind. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. Sometimes you spend... I'm sorry, y'all. I really thought I had screenshotted this. Damn it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. I don't even know I'm spending all this time on a story I don't care nothing about. All right, we just gonna get into it because now I can't find it. It was everywhere yesterday, and now I can't find it anywhere, and this is irritating me. Is this it right here? Here it is right here. I spent all this time. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, baby. I spent all this time looking for something I don't care nothing about, but I want to read it to y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay. Mia Thornton has officially announced her departure from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let me read y'all her statement. This is what I've been looking for. I could have sworn I had it in my phone, but I didn't. With every new season comes a new beginning, and I have some news to share. My family and I have made the decision to relocate to Atlanta, and with that, I will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac next season. The past 4 seasons have been an unforgettable journey, one filled with growth, lessons, and so many incredible memories. I want to thank Truly Original, Bravo, NBC Universal, and Andy Cohen for believing in me and giving me the space to share my story. To my castmates, thank you for the laughs, the lessons, and the unforgettable moments. And to the amazing fans, your love and support has meant everything to me. I'll always carry that with me. The next chapter is already full of exciting opportunities, and I can't wait to take you all along for the ride. Big things are coming. And then she put, I don't just make headlines, I make history. Atlanta, brace yourself. The empire has expanded. So first of all, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I thought she had already told us she wasn't coming back. So yesterday when this was like all over the blogs, I was like, girl, I thought you already wasn't coming back. I didn't know. Like, I honestly thought she had already made this announcement. And I didn't care when you made it or when I thought you had made it the first time. And I don't care now. One thing I'll say is Giselle did not lie. Giselle told us that woman was already in Atlanta. Giselle told us she was leaving. Did Giselle not say that? Now listen, Giselle, we know Giselle, she will lie. She will tell a lie. But she ain't lie about this. Giselle told us that girl was in Atlanta. I'm sorry, that woman was in Atlanta. But let me tell you what it sounds like. And Mims, you in the chat. So you and John Don, you're in the chat. So y'all tell me what y'all think. JB too. My content creators who follow Bravo. Does it sound like she's already had a conversation with production down in Atlanta and that she might be getting a peach next season? I know she was like, it sounded like that's where she wanted to go. But now it sounds like she's already, it very much sounds like she's going to be on Atlanta next season. I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think, did that message sound like wishful thinking or did that message sound like I done already had some conversations? I mean, what y'all think? That message was very, see, remember last week when y'all kept telling me that Kenya was doing all of this because Kenya wants her job back? And I was like, Kenya is not acting like somebody that wants her job back. That message that Mia just posted, or she posted it yesterday, that is a message for somebody that wants to stay on Bravo. That is what it sounds like to me. I'm not saying does it sound like she would be a good fit. I'm saying it sounds like she's already having these conversations. You think it's wishful thinking? Because let's be clear, Mia is a liar. Like, we know she's a liar. Yeah, I think it's wishful thinking. It's hard to tell with Mia. Lord knows it is, child. It's so hard to tell with Mia. But it sounds like y'all don't want her there. Okay, Don said he thinks it's coming from a hopeful place. So y'all don't think this is something she already... Okay, everybody thinks it's... Mim said absolutely not. Sounds like she's begging for a peach and the cast already has a liar in Drew. Mia is probably going to be working at And with that, we're moving right along. Mims is so shady. Oh, moving right along. All right, y'all, moving right along. Let's see what else we have next, child. Child, we ain't got much else before we get into this Shannon Sharpe of it all. Hold on. Well, Sutton Stracke then fucked around and found out. So last week it was reported, or over the weekend, whenever it was reported that Garcelle had unfollowed everybody, for the exception of Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly, from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, including Sutton Stracke, who was her friend on the show. Like, I thought they were real friends, but clearly they weren't real friends. But anyway, so Sutton, gave a statement to Page 6. I guess Page 6 asked her about it, and she said, Garcelle needs some space, and I'm giving her space, giving her her space. I know she unfollowed all the ladies on Beverly Hills, but she still follows my business Instagram and my business Twitter, like her two businesses. She said she still follows both of my business Twitters. Sutton, sometimes it's okay to just do what we like to call shut the fuck up. Because guess what Garcelle did, I guess, after she read that statement that you gave to Page 6 about how she was still following your business pages. Girl, she unfollowed them. So you might have just been better off just saying nothing. Girl, just say nothing. It's okay to shut up. You could have left that statement off, because as soon Garcelle said, oh, damn, did I forget? Hold on. Done. Like, she was like, did I forget something? Oh, thank you for reminding me. I forgot to unfollow all three of your Twitters. Unfollow. I figured, Sutton, girl, I keep telling y'all Sutton can't take a hit and read the room. You really thought that meant something. Now, allegedly, Garcelle has left Sutton on red. Garcelle is not responding with Cowden already came down here and told us that Garcelle didn't respond to her. But I was told that Sutton is leaving. I mean, that Garcelle is leaving all the ladies on red, including Sutton. So Sutton, girl, if she's not returning your text messages, if she unfollowed your main page, the fact that she was still following your businesses, you should have just left that one alone. But don't worry, Garcelle took care of it. Child, don't worry, Garcelle took care of it. JB said Garcelle is my kind of patty. Child, I see you gotta be you got to be kidding me. Oh Lord. Moving. Child. All right, y'all. Let me make sure that's everything I wanted to get into before we get into this Shannon Sharpe of it all. And thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Ray Bishop. And thank you, Mims, for sending me the lawsuit. I appreciate y'all. We about to read through it, honey. Give me a second. Because some of this stuff is what I want to talk about at the end when we get into politics. I just want to make sure that all the rest of this is politics. What is that? Keto pay. What? I swear I can't read my own handwriting sometimes. Something pay. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll figure it out by the time we get there. Don Don read him down. Woo, Don Don. All right. Let me make sure. Oh, no. I do have a Diddy update. But again, it's a quick one. It's a quick Diddy update. Former Diddy employee who documented alleged abuse in personal journal is expected to testify at the trial. So, former staffer identified as employee 3 maintained a personal diary documenting alleged abuse during the time that employee worked for Diddy. They kept they worked for Diddy. They kept a journal which detailed the specific incidents of the defendant's behavior toward herself and others. She is expected to testify. So we know Cassie is expected to testify, and now we know that there is the potential Black Pope in politics. No, I have not really been. And can I give a rest in peace to the Pope? I did not acknowledge it, and I apologize. As someone who grew up Catholic, oh my gosh, I would never not acknowledge the passing of the Pope, and he was a good one. I ain't saying he was perfect. Please don't nobody tell me all the horrible things that y'all think he did or whatever. But he was very open to opening the church to certain things. I mean, he wasn't able to change all policy, but he definitely was a lot more open to LGBTQIA, to birth control, to things that the Catholic Church had been very, very, very staunch against. And so we just, rest in peace to him. Okay. I wonder if that's the chef that sued him. I don't know. Yeah, Kawale, I remember learning that in school. Y'all know I went to Catholic school my whole life. So I've learned about that process of how they choose a new pope. So he's already lying in state. And the funeral service is Saturday, I believe. So expect, the whole pomp and circumstance. Expect it to be on televised at some point. And then they will choose their new pope. We'll see what it looks like. Francis was the best pope in my lifetime. He was great. He was a great, great, great person. Absolutely. Absolutely lovely Nola. Absolutely. All right. All right, let's get into the Shannon Sharpe of it all, child. Let's get into the Shannon Sharpe of it all. Let me pull up the lawsuit. Again, thank you to everybody who helped me get this. Because I wasn't going to pull it. But then I realized after listening to Pam earlier today, I realized those articles were not doing this justice. Like the newspaper articles that we read through yesterday was not. And when I say give it justice, I don't mean justice like I think everything is the truth. I mean justice like there was a lot in here that they did not put in the article. And I'm sure that was done. I don't know. And then Shannon Sharpe has made a statement. We'll talk about that. There was an audio recording that was dropped. We're going to listen to that. Tony Busby has released a statement. We're going to read through that. Like, baby, this Shannon Sharpe thing has just gotten out of. It's just taking over. And then there's some new information that we just found out a little while ago that we'll get into as it relates to this case, child. So let's get into it, honey. Okay, Chuck, I see it. I'm gonna look it up when we get out. When I get off of here, I'll look at it. Chuck then sent me a restaurant in Louisville. I gotta check out. It sound good too. Shirley Mae's Cafe. That sound like a good spot right there. Shirley Mae's Cafe. That sound good and good and black. Shirley Mae's Cafe. That sound like a good spot. Now, I don't want to. We're gonna look it up. We're gonna check it out. But baby, that is interesting, honey. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Let me share my screen and let's read through this lawsuit. Oh, let me close that. Shirley May has something smothered with my name on it. You know, Shirley May sound good. It's good too. Angela, you been there? Baby. Oh, I didn't talk about Brit's husband. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Douglas Duran. All right, let's do that. You're right. Let's do Brit's. Maybe that's what is that what I can't read that I wrote in my damn notes? No, that don't even that's a K. That don't even look like that. Lord, hold on. So here's the thing about Brit's husband. So Brit Edy from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, Fuck You Dineva is going to tie into the Shannon Sharpe. Thank you, Don, but it's going to tie into the Shannon Sharpe. So allegedly Tasha K has a person who allegedly had relations with Brit Edy's husband, but the person is a man. So this person is alleging that Brit Edy husband is, gay or bisexual. Now, y'all know how I feel about the Tasha K of it all. Until some receipts are dropped, uh-oh. Wait a minute. Until some receipts are dropped, it is what it is with me. Wait a minute. Did I block? I know I didn't block Tasha K on my Instagram, but I know she wouldn't have blocked me because she don't know who the hell I am. Hold on, y'all. Let me a second. Child. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so he's going to sit down in a interview with Tasha K and I guess spill the tea, honey. Spill the wine. Y'all. What is wrong with me today? Here it is right here. I'm about to say, I know good and damn well. So I know good and damn well. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. He claims to have receipts that he's going to drop. Here it is right here.
Because she good at it. She's silent to get on the show. Because she good at it. I call her Headhunter Edie. But her husband a headhunter too. What you mean? I used to host sex parties in Houston and in Atlanta for DL men. You pay $30 in cash, or you pay $32 cash app. I used to run a door in Houston, and then I branched off. It's called the Lifestyle Lounge in Houston. Baby, the who's who goes to those events. Special invites. So what is you saying? You may have been at a party or 10, 15, 20. Brit Edy husband? This guy? Yeah, that guy. Michael Cunningham. And we have the same last name, by the way. I was going to ask, how do y'all have the same last name? No relations. But you have had relations. Does Brit know this? She should know her man gay. Anybody can see that. With two words.
I mean, I saw it on the couch. He looked a little different. I don't know if gay was the word, but he looked different. He looked standoffish. He looked like he just want to duck his head and mind his business.
I call it a lavender marriage.
What's a lavender marriage?
When a straight woman marries a gay man for whatever reason, for protection, for money, for status.
Do we have a $32 receipt? Now, this was a cash app. It looks like from her husband to you.
Keep the time.
2:03 a.m.
That's the night of one of my parties.
Why would he use his whole name?
My whole name's on there.
This was on my daughter's birthday. My daughter and my mama are born on March 27th, and y'all are having sex parties at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, sex sells.
So let me say this. Let me say this. I'm bringing this to y'all because it's out there and it's on the blogs. But let me be very clear. Hey, Fedora, I personally have an issue when people want to out somebody, right? If that man is gay or bisexual, and you supposed to be holding these, one thing about sex parties, so I've heard, is you are very discreet. You are very discreet. And for you to basically sell out, because now you're putting your whole business on the line, because who is still going to go to you for one of these discreet rendezvous if they can't trust that nobody's going to find? The purpose of going to a discreet situation is so nobody finds out. So I have to really side-eye you and be like, what is your reason? What is your reason for this? Because, I mean, you've just ruined your whole business. You've just ruined your whole business. And who's to say that Brit Edy don't already know? We don't know what they know about their marriage and what they got going on in their household. I mean, right, he's talking about the who's who, but Brit Edy's husband, you selling out your business for Brit Edy's husband? But you allegedly have the who's who in Houston? But you selling out your whole business? Because let's be clear, if I were a client, I would no longer go to one of his functions. I wouldn't know. Why would I go to one of his functions? You literally just ruined your whole business for not even 15 minutes. Because let's be clear. I mean, we talking about it. The blogs are talking about it. But baby, by next week's episode, ain't nobody going to be thinking about you. I've been to many super happy fun time parties, and discretion is key. I love how you say that. Uncle Jay, I love how you say that. You said happy fun time parties, and discretion is key. You don't even know the location until a couple of hours before, let alone who is all there and you definitely don't talk about it. Exactly. Let me tell you something. I've told y'all this before. I have friends who are in alternative lifestyles, who are swingers and things like that. And baby, they have been to some parties here in the DMV area with some people. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say no names, but there's a prominent couple here in DC that host a lot of parties that the husband, he used to be a news anchor in the DMV area. That ain't telling too much information. Because he's not even on the air anymore, and this was years ago. But yeah, he's a former, you know what I mean? But at the time he was throwing these parties, he was still on the air. And him and his wife had parties. They had this real nice house out in, West Bumblefuck, child. And you're right, it was invite only. You didn't get the details until it was time to get the details. This is what I was told. And so listen. not saying that he lying, because I don't know if he lying or he not lying, child. I don't know nothing about this man. But I do know that I'm side-eyeing him. Like, this ain't giving what I think you thought it was going to give. These parties are regular thing for most influential people. Mm-hmm. Not Wisdom Martin, but I do know Wisdom Martin. I used to work with his girl. Well, I don't think they're dating anymore. I used to work with his ex-girlfriend. He's a nice guy, but it wasn't Wisdom Martin. It wasn't Leon Harris either. Mm-hmm. All right, moving right along. Let me not say it, I ain't saying who it is or who it isn't, because I don't want y'all to be trying to figure it out. I'm just gonna leave it there. Moving right along. He lying because who was paying $30? Now, I'm going to say this. I used to work with the wife at LaFont Plaza in 2002. She showed me pics back in the day. Reese's Pieces, let me find out you done drop down to tell me you know who I'm talking about. Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces, I'm mad you dropped down just to tell me you know what I'm talking about. Oh, child. Moving right along. Anyway, with that being said, yeah, I just don't think it was giving what you thought it was gonna give. That's who won't be attending. Exactly. Like, that's a quick way to get you off the list. That is a quick way to get you zips off the list. Moving right along. But I just dropped it because it was out there, honey. It was in the blogs, honey, and I just dropped it, okay? I'm just giving y'all what I'm giving y'all. We're going to move right along. Mim's just going to keep dropping names. I said I'm not going to confirm or deny nobody else because I don't want y'all to start bringing it. I will not confirm or deny any names. Moving right along. Well, Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't know about what the prices are for gay parties, but I know for single women, that's a good price. But for single men, it's usually higher because they don't want it to be a bunch of men and like not a lot of women. So, but I don't know when it's a gay party. I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway, couples are usually like that, like $30. A single woman is usually like $15, $20. And then, but a single man is usually like $100. Because they don't want to have a bunch of single men floating around. You know what I'm saying? So they try to keep the numbers balanced. And that's a way you can keep the numbers balanced, because usually what'll happen is a single man will look for a woman to take. You know what I'm saying? Even if they be like, "Oh, I just need you to go with me because I'm telling y'all, no, I've been asked. I've had friends of mine that's like, I just need a woman to go because it's gonna be XYZ amount of dollars for me by myself, but will you just go with me?" And I mean, this was years ago, child. I don't do that kind of shit no more. This was years ago, back in my younger days. I'll be like, I'm not what? What? I've seen the straights party info and they charge like 50 to 100. Exactly. Because they want the ratio to stay balanced. That's what I heard. Moving right along, child. Let's get into this Shannon Sharpe of it all, child. If you want privacy, go to the resorts in Colorado and Jamaica. There's one in Colorado? I didn't know. I know about hedonism, but I didn't know Colorado. Moving right along. Shut up, Cajun. You just shut your mouth. All right, let's get into this lawsuit, honey. Let's get into this lawsuit. The mountains, the hot spring. That probably would be interesting with the hot springs. Not straight folk are complicated. No, they not complicated, child. All right, let's get into it. Okay. Not legal marijuana. Okay. All right, you guys. So this is the actual lawsuit that was filed. As you can see, it says Supreme Court of the State of New York. I thought this was filed in Las Vegas. This is something different. Hold on, y'all. Oh, this is the other lawsuit, y'all. Okay. So there is another lawsuit, but this person is representing herself. So this must be the one in New York. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one and then I'm gonna get the one that Mem sent me because the Mem sent me the one. But let's look through this just for for shits and giggles. This one is the Supreme Court of New York State versus Michelle Evans is the plaintiff versus Shannon Sharpe, the defendant. Affidavit in support of motion or leave to file second amended complaint. Plaintiff's affidavit. What's the date on this? Hold on. Let me scroll to the bottom. This isn't what we were looking for, but let's look at it anyway. Because this is the one this is the one I was going to tell you. Somebody said earlier, surprised there aren't another lawsuit, but this is one, but this person I believe is representing herself. And her name is Michelle, so I'm wondering if it's the Michelle. Ain't no signature on this or nothing. Child. I don't know about this one, y'all. This thing 50 pages long. We ain't about to do this. Nope. That ain't what we about to do today. But there is another lawsuit. There is another lawsuit, though. But we ain't about to do this. Not today. No, we ain't about to do that one. All right, let me pull the right one, y'all. Because Mem just sent it to me. Let me send it to myself, child. All right, I just emailed it to myself. Okay. Now let's get what you say, Mims. Let's get really be safe word. I think it's crab. Shut up, Mims. Thank you for the super chat, my love. And again, thank you for sending it to me. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if that's the Michelle from that live, child. But that one ain't even signed. We ain't about to sit here and waste 50 minutes or something that ain't even signed. Hold on. I have thank you, Mims, again. I have what Mims just sent me. This is the one we want. This is the right one. All right. Man's been going live. You know what? YouTube has really been acting funky for Dora. I'm telling y'all, YouTube has really, really been acting funky. YouTube has really been acting funky. All right, let's get into it. We have it now. We got it now, y'all. We got the right one now. Yeah, YouTube. I mean, I told y'all, I don't even get my notifications for people. And I'm like, not Mims, are you single asking for a friend? Lord, let me find out y'all flirt with Mims. Y'all flirt with Mims in the chat. Y'all flirt with Mims. All right. Thank y'all for y'all patience. We about to get into it now, child. We have the right one pulled up now. Okay. This is the right one. Okie dokie. Y'all can see it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger on the screen. We're going to read through it. As you guys know, we're going to read, as you can see here, the date it was filed on 4/20 while everybody was enjoying their Easter dinner or their 4/20 libations. Shannon Sharpe was getting sued. Jane Doe versus Shannon Sharpe. Now, I know Shannon has called that woman's name, but we're going to call her Jane Doe, okay? Here's the introduction. We're going to read through the introduction. A woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 90 times, but when she says no even once, that no means no. Who was at the door? Hold on, y'all. God darn. I don't know. All right. Defendant Shannon Sharpe, a man who is accustomed to getting what he wants, completely fails to understand the basic concept. That basic concept. After many months of manipulating and controlling the plaintiff, a woman more than 30 years younger than he, and repeatedly threatened to brutally choke and violently slap her, Sharpe refused to accept the answer no and RAPE'd the plaintiff despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no. Defendant Shannon Sharpe is a 56-year-old former NFL superstar. He claims to be one of the most successful sports media personalities in the country. Plaintiff is a young woman in her early 20s. In 2023, the plaintiff was working out at a gym in Los Angeles, California, when Sharpe approached her for the first time. Previously, Doe had noticed Sharpe watching her during her workouts. At this time, Doe was just 19 years old. At the time, she did not know who he was, only that he was another older man oogling her at the gym. Doe could tell Sharpe was much older than her. She found him physically intimidating. Eventually, he introduced himself. At this determined insistence, she gave him her number. Over the next couple of weeks, Sharpe insistently pursued plaintiff. He constantly approached her at the gym and attempted to contact her frequently with phone calls and text messages asking to meet up. Unwilling to take no for an answer, eventually plaintiff gave in and agreed to meet with Sharpe outside of the gym. However, before doing so, Sharpe demanded that Doe sign a non-disclosure agreement or an NDA, something the plaintiff found a bit concerning. She wondered why Sharpe was so insistent on her signing an NDA. She refused. Despite his repeated efforts to get her to sign, she refused time and time again. Eventually, he dropped the issue and invited her to his house. Now, y'all know I got to pause for a second. Shut up, Abby. I mean, y'all, it's so many things wrong with this story already. And I'm not saying that the story ain't true. I'm just saying there's so many things wrong with this story already. All right. Let's keep going. What followed was the beginning of a rocky, consensual relationship that lasted nearly 2 years. The relationship was very unequal. Sharpe is more than 30 years older, is considerably wealthier, is physically much larger, and exponentially stronger. Sharpe is famous and has power. Plaintiff and Sharpe saw each other on his terms and on his schedule. As often as 4 times a week. Over time, plaintiff began to see Sharpe's true nature. She found him to be dishonest about his whereabouts. He would lie about seeing other women while insisting to her that she and he were exclusive. He often manipulated her, at times being sweet and loving to get what he wanted, and at other times being angry and aggressive to achieve his goals. She discovered over time that Sharpe was extremely emotional and possessed an uncontrollable temper. He displayed the characteristics of a true narcissist. He wielded his power, his influence, and his celebrity to control the plaintiff and get exactly what he wanted, whenever he wanted it, all the while jealously guarding what he considered his for himself. By October of 2024, Sharpe's behavior had grown progressively worse, beyond anything the plaintiff had experienced with him before. At this point, he was insistent upon recording their sexual activities, sometimes without her knowledge. Sharpe was also sharing the videos with others without her permission or knowledge. Sharpe would repeatedly tell Doe that he wanted her to do things he would make no other woman want her. Would make no other man want her. By this point, Sharpe was no longer able to credibly maintain that the relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally or purposefully to advance his career went live on Instagram while having sex with another woman. Sharpe flew into fits of anger when plaintiff noted his infidelity to their relationship or called him out about his extraneous activities. What had once been manipulation, control, and intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharpe even figured out how to get into Doe's apartment complex without her permission. Sharpe made it clear that what Doe wanted was of no moment, that Sharpe would get what he wanted when he wanted it. In October 2024, Shannon Sharpe violently assaulted her and anally assaulted her, the plaintiff 2 different times in Las Vegas, Nevada, blatantly ignoring her request for him to stop. He did it again in January. Plaintiff left Nevada to temporarily escape Shannon Sharpe. She now seeks justice through this action and other means. Plaintiff seeks compensatory and punitive damages in this matter in excess of $50 million. I'm going to pause for a second. Let's get into it. So we're going to scroll past that. All right. Here are the factual allegations related to all claims. So here's the details. All right. Shannon Sharpe is an NFL player. We got it. Hall of Fame, Super Bowl. Got it. Pictures of him. Straight. Great. We don't need pictures of him. Upon retirement, he transitioned into sports broadcasting, quickly achieving success in the industry. Sharpe spent several years at CBS Sports before moving to Fox, where over a decade he built a reputation for his strong opinions and hot takes. In 2023, Sharpe joined ESPN, where he remains employed today. In addition to working ESPN's First Take, Sharpe hosts his own widely followed podcast, interviewing high-profile athletes, entertainers, and public figures. He claims he made as much as $6 million from one episode of his podcast and is alleged to be signing a multi-million-dollar deal with the Volume Media Group. Now, let me pause there. That's what a lot of people think that this is coming from, the fact that it was rumored that he was getting ready to sign this $100 million podcast deal. All right. Sharpe's legacy extends beyond the field and media, and in one glaring area, it is not good. Sharpe has a documented history of abusing and mistreating women. As an example, he is currently a defendant in a lawsuit before the Supreme Court of New York. That must be the case that we had before, facing claims from a woman of intentional infliction of emotional distress, among other allegations. Many of the factual allegations in the New York case are eerily similar to his actions toward the plaintiff here. According to the New York lawsuit, Sharpe forcibly subdued the plaintiff, in that case, forcing her to her knees and subjecting her to a non-consensual oral sex despite her repeated protests. When she resisted, he persisted. He would not take no for an answer. According to the New York lawsuit, the plaintiff therein feared for her safety, just as plaintiff fears for her safety now. The New York lawsuit further alleges that Sharpe escalated to non-consensual vaginal penetration, all while telling her what he would make it so no other man would want her. These words were apparently not a one-time thing. Plaintiff herein, too, has heard Sharpe say those exact words to her. In September of 2024, Sharpe live streamed himself on accident. They put that in air quotes. Having sex with a woman. Upon information and belief, he did so on purpose to seek media exposure and to attract social media views and attention. To live stream himself, he would have had to deliberately swipe right on Instagram to activate the live feed. Sharpe claims it was accidental. However, discreetly recording sex without his partner's knowledge is something he is known to do. He did so with the plaintiff. Plaintiff discovered that Sharpe had been secretly recording their sexual encounters without her consent. When she confronted him, he summarily dismissed her concerns, claiming the videos were for his own personal use. That too was a lie. Upon information and belief, Sharpe on multiple occasions shared the recordings with his friends and associates. At one point, he even forced the plaintiff to have sex with him while FaceTiming one of his childhood friends named Bucket. Whenever plaintiff would get up the courage to subject Sharpe's to object to Sharpe's outrageous conduct, which was not often, he would aggressively and angrily put her back in her place. That was in air quotes, put her back in her place. Shannon Sharpe isn't just a sports icon, he's something far worse. He is a flawed, narcissistic individual who has spent years using his fame, power, and influence to manipulate, control, subjugate, and violate women. With this suit, plaintiff intends to put an end to this conduct. I'm pausing. I'm going to read the comments, and then we're going to go to the next stop. Not Mo Walker say, hey, powerful. Not Mo Walker talking about something I can't stop laughing. What you laughing for? This not fun. Don't make me start laughing. Y'all know how I get. Shannon could have said me for Bentley at a Birkin. Now he could have, child. JB said, why not find someone who was into your kinks and take no for an answer? Shannon could have essayed me. You know what, Chuck? That's what you were trying to say. Could have essayed you for a Bentley and a Birkin. Child. That's definitely Michelle in that New York City case. They exploited that situation, was even selling t-shirts that read, that's my Michelle. I remember that. I thought that was in very poor taste that he started selling t-shirts. I thought that was in. And y'all remember, he literally had the t-shirts on his website that same day. Like, you literally could have bought the t-shirts within 24 hours of that accidental streaming. I don't know whether he's guilty or not, but if he's innocent, something needs to be done to these false accusers. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Not what information, what belief. Well, y'all know Pam told us over at Pam's house. Pam told us that when a lawyer puts information and belief, that means they don't have no proof, but that's what they were told, basically. I'm paraphrasing what Pam said. Lord. If he be doing this all the time, why ain't no one saying nothing, child? Shannon's is disgusting, sir. Like, your homies watching, you get it in. This can be tricky, especially with the videos, because of degradation, and race play or slave play are his kinks, and they were role playing when the word no is a part of the kink. That could be, yeah. I wish they would put a rule in the books that these women are found telling fake stories. They need to be subject to the same time that man was looking at. Well, in a legal case, it is. In a legal case, you can be charged with filing a false police report. I mean, that can happen, but these are civil cases. So I don't think the laws are quite that specific when there's a civil case. But in legal cases, they absolutely can do that. Uncle Shay got an erectile dysfunction pill endorsement after that. Was that real? I remember that on TikTok, but I didn't know those were real. Those were real commercials. Child. I didn't know that was real, y'all. Voyeurism is a thing. Right, that was Jay-Z's point. We're going to get to that in a minute. Abby, I know a lot, but I don't know straight men who are into it with other straight men. Oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. Let me go back to this complaint, child. Y'all having a whole nother conversation. Okay. On January 2023, the beginning of a consensual but deeply manipulative relationship. So here's where it all began, y'all. Sharpe first met the plaintiff at a Los Angeles gym. We kind of already said that. Sharpe would deliberately watch Doe in such a way to make sure she knew he was watching her. One day, as the plaintiff finished the set and turned around, she found Sharpe standing inches behind her. Sharpe told her he had noticed her at the gym and wondered why she had not introduced herself. This was the first time they spoke. Plaintiff at the time, who had just turned 20 years old, was caught off guard and was face-to-face with 54-year-old man she had never met. Now, see, you told us you was 19. Now you had just turned 20. Girl, was you 20 or was you 19? Not that it makes that big of a difference, but I'm just saying. Because you know it sounds a lot worse to say she was 19 versus saying she was 20. But anyway. Plaintiff did not know at the time who Shannon Sharpe was. She did not know what to say, nor how to feel about his advances. During their first conversation, Sharpe proposed a challenge, a competition to see who could lean out faster. The prize, if plaintiff won, he would buy her fake tits. Lord, we had that whole conversation yesterday about plastic surgery. We ain't going to get into that today. Plaintiff was stunned. The implication that she needed or wanted such a thing was wildly inappropriate. Hearing it from a stranger more than 30 years her senior made it even more disturbing. But girl, let me take a sip. Throughout their subsequent encounters at the gym, Sharpe made sure plaintiff understood who he was, a celebrity and a TV personality. Over the following weeks, Sharpe made himself unavoidable. He was at the gym when she was. He constantly called and texted, demanding she come to his Beverly Glen mansion. Plaintiff repeatedly declined and made up excuses to make her seem too busy to see him. But he would not stop. Sharpe would not be deterred. Eventually, plaintiff gave in, but before she could meet him outside the gym, Sharpe made another demand. She had to sign an NDA. We already talked about that, child. He ain't gonna sign. She said she wasn't gonna sign it. The first night plaintiff went to Sharpe's house, the experience was unlike anything she had dealt with before. Disturbing, unsettling, and given his subsequent conduct, very illuminating. When plaintiff arrived at his house, Sharpe opened the door to his Beverly Glen mansion without a word. No greeting, no acknowledgement, no small talk. Without so much as looking at the plaintiff, he simply turned away from her after opening the door and walked upstairs. Plaintiff hesitated but followed, as she did not know what else to do or where else to go. Girl. What you mean you didn't know where else to go? You get back in your car and you go home. Girl. Jane Doe. Girl. When they reached the bedroom, Sharpe pointed to the bed before disappearing into the bathroom and shutting the door behind him. He still had not said a word. Plaintiff sat on the bed waiting, unsure what to expect or if she should leave. What you mean you didn't know what to expect? That man didn't even say hello to you. He walked upstairs and told you and pointed to the bed. Girl, what did you think you was there for? Girl, let's keep reading, Sharon. Roughly 5 minutes later, he came outside and there wouldn't have been nobody on that bed. He finally emerged, but still said nothing. Instead, he turned off all the lights and laid on his bed. Plaintiff, uncomfortable and unsure of what to do, lay down as well. For roughly 10 minutes, there was nothing but silence. Then, without warning, Sharpe placed his hands on the plaintiff's neck from behind, pressed his erect penis against her body, and said his first words of the night. I knew... This is what he said, quote, I knew from the first time I saw you, I was going to fuck you, unquote. Doe and Sharpe then engaged in oral sex. As they did so, Doe at some point realized Sharpe was using his phone. He was apparently recording her. Plaintiff could see, girl. Girl. Plaintiff could see that he was trying to be discreet, but it was obvious what he was doing. She said nothing, scared to confront him for what he might do or say. When it ended, he rolled over and went to sleep. At some point later in the night, Sharpe woke up and grabbed the plaintiff by her vagina and began having sex. Y'all. Now, I know over here we make it a habit to believe the victim. I really try my best to believe the victim. I do. I really do, y'all. I really do. But ma'am, you told us he turned off all the lights. You told us he turned off all the lights, but then he was recording you. The only way he was recording you and you ain't know, or you talking about he was you can't be discreet recording somebody when the lights are off. There's no discreet to that because you got to turn on a light. The other thing I'm going to say, and again, this might sound petty. This might sound real petty, but the other thing I'm going to say is she didn't bring up anything about his dogs. And the reason why I say that is this. If you watch him, y'all know how he is about his damn dogs. His dogs sleep with him. His dogs are all, he got the little dogs, he got the big dogs, and he said they sleep in his bed. Not just in his room, but in his bed. So when he opened the door, and I understand that they could be in the basement. I understand. I understand there's a lot of things that you can do with a dog for people who have pets. I understand that. But I'm just wondering, girl, there's a lot that I have questions about. And I'm really... Yeah, they sleep in his bed. And he has said that. Because I remember Ocho Cinco even said, he was like, well, what happens when you have a woman over? And he was like, she just got to understand that they sleep with me. So where was the beds? Then you said he rolled over and went to sleep. When I was listening to Pam earlier, I believe it was Ray Bishop sent her a clip where he said that he don't let women spend the night at his house. He said he don't do that. When he done, they leave. A night vision camera. I guess. I'm going to keep reading, y'all. We almost done. Child. I'm going to keep reading, child. And then he grabs her by the vagina. That is a lot. That is a lot. The next morning, Sharpe woke up roughly at 4 a.m. to shoot a media segment for sports television. He woke the plaintiff up as well and told her she needed to leave, but he informed her she had to be back by 9 p.m. exactly. The following night, plaintiff arrived at Sharpe's house at approximately 9:05 p.m., just 5 minutes past the time he had demanded. The moment he opened the door, the plaintiff experienced his rage for the first time. Sharpe immediately launched into a verbal assault. He screamed at the plaintiff, berating her for what felt like hours. He accused her of disrespecting him, wasting his time, and warned that if she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharpe, she would have to learn obedience. Plaintiff was terrified and feared for her physical safety. Still enraged, Sharpe turned off the lights, grabbed her neck just like the night before, began having sexual intercourse with her. This cycle of control, fear, and submission became routine, yelling at her, controlling her, forcibly grabbing her by the neck. When he got upset, saying he was going to kill her, and asserting dominance became the norm. Over the next year and a half, plaintiff saw Sharpe at his house as often as 4 times a week. Sharpe continued to treat her like an object. Let me finish reading. Let me just finish reading. He continued to control her, not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. He demanded complete control over her time and body, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule at his command whenever he called. The verbal abuse never stopped. He would berate and degrade the plaintiff just as he had from the beginning. One time specifically, he was yelling at her while there was a firearm visible in the room. Terrified for her safety, plaintiff tried sharing her location with friends from her iPhone just in case. Just in case what, girl? But Sharpe saw her doing this. The moment he realized that what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will effing kill you. Y'all. Listen, I'm going to give her the benefit of being 20. But ma'am, you literally said the first time this man, you ain't said nothing about he wined and dined me for months before I saw his true character. You didn't say that this man took you on a flight. Y'all flew to Las Vegas for dinner for the night. You didn't say he took you to an exclusive restaurant. You didn't say he treated you no kind of special way for you to even feel like you needed to give into this kind of thing. Okay? He do nothing. Not like you didn't include. I could even see, well, he spent years whining and dining me. I mean, not years, but the first couple of months we were together, everything was great. He told me how beautiful I was. He bought me nice gifts. We went to nice restaurants. But girl, you said the first time y'all didn't even go on no date. He didn't even make you dinner. He didn't pour you none of his. He got his own cognac. He didn't even pour you a bottle of a shot. He didn't say, try my cognac. Tell me how you like it. Liberia Rose, thank you for the super chat, my love. Liberia Rose said, I believe Busby and his cases are red herring. They could be. Liberia Rose. I'm telling you the missing pieces that she's on the strike. There we go. Xavier. There we go. All right, y'all. We almost done, child. Let me finish reading it. Now, this part right here is the part where she gets into the assault. So I'm letting you know now if that's a trigger for you, you may want to click off because this is where she gets into the assault. Okay. Sharpe's aggression and rage continued to escalate to the point that plaintiff's friends began to fear for her safety. For example, when plaintiff was with her friends, they could hear Sharpe yelling at her over the phone and would ask her if she was safe and if she was okay. In the summer of 2024, plaintiff and Sharpe each moved to Las Vegas for their own reasons. Sharpe liked to say that the plaintiff followed him to Vegas, but that too was a lie. Why? Tell us why you were there then. Why did you need to move to Las Vegas from Los Angeles right around the same time he moved to Las Vegas? I mean, people can go anywhere, but if it wasn't for him, girl, was it a job? What was the opportunity? Tell me why then? I don't see where you telling us why you moved. Anyway. Once in Vegas, Sharpe again insisted that the plaintiff sign an NDA. She refused, and again, he persisted. But after enough resistance, he let it go and continued seeing her multiple times a week. His behavior did not change. He remained erratic, controlling, and verbally abusive, all while telling the plaintiff he was committed to a sexually exclusive relationship with her. Girl, wait a minute. Hold on. So what you want me to believe is this man was so rude, so disrespectful, so verbally, maybe physically abusive to you that your friends were worried about you. But where you put your foot down, where you drew the line was the NDA? And you mean to tell me the same man that grabbed you by your neck and threatened to slap you and do all these things said, all right, then. That's what you want? Girl, wait. What? You were so afraid of him. You were so intimidated by him. But the NDA is where you said, no, ma'am. Put my foot down. That's what I won't do. What's up, Dovey? I'm sorry, I said Dovey, Lord. Dovey. All right, we almost done because, child, we got more to get through, honey. Let me finish reading through this, child. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just read. I'm gonna finish it out. Then in September 2024, Sharpe humiliated the plaintiff. He live streamed himself having sex with other women with another woman on Instagram for over 1.1 million followers to see. He later made jest of the incident on his podcast, but for the plaintiff, it was anything but funny. He had repeatedly assured her that they were in an exclusive relationship, albeit unhealthy and abusive. This was a lie that not only hurt her emotionally, it made her fear for her sexual health and the risk of her at the risk of a sexually transmitted disease. At that point, plaintiff began to pull away from Sharpe. She stopped answering his phone, stopped telling him where she was, and when he would demand to know. Stop telling him where she was when he would demand to know. Excuse me. Plaintiff's feeble attempts at freedom and independence further upset Sharpe. He began flooding her phone with calls demanding to know where she was. He called relentlessly, multiple times per hour. The harassment became so unbearable that the plaintiff frequently began leaving Nevada, determined to cut off communication, resist his efforts to control her, and attempt to reclaim some control of her life. It took courage for plaintiff to make this effort. She remained terrified, even though she was thousands of miles away. Okay. Sharpe simply would not accept independence or freedom for the plaintiff. In October of 2024, just after the plaintiff returned from Europe, Sharpe's behavior became angry, aggressive, and now violent. On October the 6th of 2024, the plaintiff was working out at a Nevada gym following her usual routine. As she worked out, she saw Sharpe aggressively approaching her. She could tell by his look and the way he moved quickly towards her that he was furious for having been ignored. As soon as he got close, he told her, "Sit the fuck down or I'm going to kill you." Plaintiff refused. He said, "I don't want to talk to you. You cheated on me." That's what she said. His response was dismissive and controlling as usual. "You don't have a choice." Sharpe demanded that they talk in private. Again, plaintiff told him no. She made it clear she did not want to talk to him alone or want him coming to her home, but Sharpe didn't care. He never took no for an answer. Sharpe forced the plaintiff under threat to get into his car and go to her house. Once Sharpe was inside her apartment, plaintiff tried to keep the conversation in the living room, but Sharpe refused. He demanded that they go to the bedroom. She said no. He didn't listen, nor did he care. Once inside the bedroom, Sharpe grabbed her from behind and forcibly positioned her to perform oral sex. He held her in place and then forced her to begin performing. He became even angrier and said, "You've disrespected me so much. I'm going to punish this a-hole. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." Plaintiff at this point was crying and sobbing. Tears streamed down her face as Sharpe repositioned her and took her from behind anally. As he forcibly eyed her, he said, "Turn around and look at me." Sharpe grabbed her head, forcing her to look at him as she sobbed. He said at that point, "Look at this. Look at my arm. I've got chills. That's how good this is." Shannon Sharpe forced himself on the plaintiff and eyed her, despite her sobbing and agony as it happened. He told her in the moment as she was crying that the experience was so good it was giving him chills. Sharpe's behavior demonstrates that he believed plaintiff to be his personal property, possessed and owned by him. He also believed that the laws did not apply to him, that he could take what he wanted and that no one could or would stop him. He was and is wrong. Yeah. On January 2nd of 2025, Sharpe told the plaintiff he wanted to see her. Sharpe persisted and reminded plaintiff that he had a Christmas and birthday gift to give her, as he previously promised her a gift. She ultimately allowed him to come over to her apartment. She regrets that decision. Once inside the apartment, Sharpe began undressing. Plaintiff firmly stated multiple times that they would not have sex without protection, demanding that he wear a condom. She knew that in the past he refused to ever use condoms and believed her demand would stop him from having sex with her. But although he refused to use a condom, he still insisted on sex. She tried to resist him. She screamed. She had already expressed concerns for her safety, knowing that he had been involved with other women, increasing the risk of transmitting a disease. The more she begged, Sharpe became more aggressive and made it clear he would not wear a condom and he was going to have his way with her. Sharpe grabbed her, pulling her around and positioning her to perform oral, which lasted for roughly 2 minutes. That's it? 2 minutes? Then Sharpe repositioned her and roughly forced himself inside of her. Plaintiff never stopped demanding and begging that he stop or put on a condom. Sharpe ignored her. As soon as he penetrated her, plaintiff screamed and sobbed. Her cries for help did nothing to stop Sharpe. The assault lasted roughly 10 minutes, ending only when Sharpe ejaculated inside of her. Plaintiff cried and begged repeatedly for him to stop. Plaintiff left Nevada after the assault. Plaintiff brings this case of action in the honorable court to recover damages as outlined below. It is imperative that Shannon Sharpe and those like him are held accountable for their actions to prevent them from engaging in further assault and sodomy and harming future victims. And then it just goes into the different charges and what they're asking for. And we know they're asking for $50 million. Now listen. Let me say this. I'm not saying that none of this happened, and I'm so sorry for her if any of this is true. So let me be fair. I know I was clowning a little bit. And I know that we cannot always put our values and our, what's the word I'm looking for? What we would or would not do on other people. Okay. But I have read y'all the complaint. Now let's go through some of the other things that we have. Thank you, Tracy. We were just getting ready to get into that. Thank you, boo. Let's get into a few of the other things, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what Funky Dineva is saying as it relates to Tony Busby, and I want to get y'all opinion. I want to get y'all opinion on it, okay? And let me say this too: if you follow like Club Shay Shay or Nightcap, which I watched both. I'm not saying I watch every single episode, but I've watched enough that Shannon Sharpe has said some things that have really made me side-eye how he treats women and his expectations of women, right? You know, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I remember he said they were on a podcast, and I remember him saying to Ocho Cinco that a woman is not allowed to use his bathroom. She got to go downstairs and use the bathroom. If she has to do number two, if she has to do more than just pee, she can't pee in his bath. She can't do it in his bathroom. And I remember thinking, damn, like what? Like she got to get up and go downstairs if she got to do anything other than pee. You know what I'm saying? So he has not done himself any favors as it relates to how he talks about his expectations of women. That doesn't mean he's guilty. I'm just saying it does not help him, right? That was him and Deion Sanders and Ocho. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. He said he don't go down on women either. Oh, that's an automatic. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what he made a statement today. I'm gonna let y'all hear his statement. Then we're gonna read what Tony Busby said. Then we're gonna listen to the audio. Child, it's been so much today. Then we're gonna listen in the audio. Child, it's been so much today. Shannon then went down to his Instagram and gave us a good little statement, honey. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Here it is.
Speak to you directly and from to my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues. I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
So first of all, a couple of things he said. See, and I'm gonna say this. My good sis Pam says you should never try to litigate in the media, right? Because again, this statement I don't think really helps you a whole lot. So number one, he said in there that it's a shakedown. He says that Tony Busby targets black men, so he's coming to target black men. Then he went on to say, like, he slicked through in there that this woman is on OnlyFans, right? He slicked. You see how he slicked through that in there? This is all, coming from Gabby, aka so-and-so on OnlyFans, right? So he slicked through that in there that she's on OnlyFans, right? Damn, it was something else he said too. I forgot. It was something else he said too. But again, let me hear one more time because it was something else he said. Hold on. Let's listen to it one more time.
Just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony,
So you letting us know that the video should be 10 minutes, so that's about your time? 10 minutes is about how long? But I will say this. The same thing I said yesterday about those text messages, I'm going to say the same thing. Well, let's listen to this audio, and then my bandwidth is shrinking, and I'm losing the ability to care. Child, I'm surprised you cared this long. Moving right along. I'm surprised you cared this long, Abby, if I'm being honest. All right. Child, let's listen to this audio, child. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on, child. We got another update. Lord have mercy. Hold on. Let me get to this audio, and then I'm going to read y'all this latest update, child. It's too much. It is too much. Hold on. Here it is right here. I'm going to let y'all. Now, the audio is kind of hard to hear, and it is clearly edited, but I'm going to let y'all hear it. Hold on. Yeah, I know we got a commercial.
I think about
Hold on.
food every day.
Hold on. I got to let the commercial play, child. Exactly. I want to see the full conversation, but in the updated that I just saw, there's more text messages. So we're about to read in that in a second.
But it doesn't control me. Collectively, we've lost over 150 pounds.
Check out joinmochi.com.
Like, I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not going to hang up on you. It is what it is.
what does that even mean?
I'm not saying You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Now I'm gonna be honest, y'all. That sounded very edited and spliced together. That first part where she was like, "What?" He was like, "You." Somebody said, "What did he say?" He said, "You trying to be? You're being a dick to me now." When she said, "Stop trying to manipulate me," that sounded so calculated. Who talks like that? You know what I'm saying? That sound. And then he said, "If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you." I took that as when you talking to somebody, like, if you say that to me one more time, I'm gonna smack your ass. You know what I mean? I didn't take it in the context that they're trying to tell me. That doesn't mean that's how it was meant. It just sounded very spliced together to give us that, right? Now, what we also know is it was confirmed that they were in negotiations before this lawsuit was filed. And Shannon Sharpe actually offered this woman $10 million. But she turned it down. Now, personally, girl, I think you should have took your check and went the hell on. That's just me. That's me. I think you should have took your check and you should have went the hell on. Now, Shannon Sharpe is vowing to sue you for defamation. Now, let's see. Here it is right here. Shannon Sharpe just revealed that he offered at least, so that means he offered at least $10 million to close out the case before it went public. The proposal was doled out during mediations with the plaintiff within the last month or so. So Shannon Sharpe has known about this for over a month, right? So again, why would you go into the mediations if you're not going to resolve it? Davis said that Doe initially seemed to be considering it before she suddenly, without warning, walked away from our offer. Davis later added, that's the attorney, that it was a big surprise to us when suddenly this case was filed without any advance warning. Tony Busby filed the lawsuit on Sunday in Nevada. She claimed, okay, and then it just goes into the case. And then they talk about how he released the audio. Davis acknowledged the audio in his meeting with media members Tuesday and stated his client spoke in the heat of the moment and did not literally mean those words. As for the rest of those allegations, Davis denied all of them repeatedly and said they will be filing a counterclaim against Doe shortly. Davis also said he believes there will be a video of Sharpe and his accuser released sometime in the near future. He cautioned people to withhold judgment on it whenever it drops, insisting it's heavily edited. So this video must be bad. This video must be bad, y'all, because he talked about that video. His lawyer is talking about that video. Baby, this video must not be good. For Sharpe's part, he released the video. Okay, all right. And they talk about the video the audio we just, his statement. Now, this last little pit that I told y'all just dropped at 4:00. Some of y'all may have already heard this, but this was new to me. So let me read y'all this part. These are some new messages. Remember, Shannon Sharpe dropped some text messages yesterday Well, baby, she dropped some text messages today. And let's read them. Shannon Sharpe's accuser confronted him over da-da-da-da-da. Okay. With a newly released text message showing the woman told him, no means no, Shannon. The convo took place on the evening of January the 2nd. The Jane Doe alleged in her lawsuit that Sharpe RAPE'd her. Doe tells Sharpe in the message, I cried when you left because I begged you to put on a condom and you would not. Y'all, see, this is what I get for not reading it before I'm reading it to y'all. I'm going to read it. I cried when you left because I begged you to put on a condom and to not put it in my ass, but you didn't listen. And then she says, I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. She went on to tell Shannon Sharpe, I don't know how to process this. And in response, Shannon asked if he could call her later. It's unclear if the two were able to talk about the matter on the phone. The texts were released along with hundreds of others on Tuesday afternoon. Most of the messages show what appears to be a kinky, consensual relationship between the two. In one, which Doe sent to Sharpe in June of 2024, she says, I want to be abused, Daddy. And another, it writes, I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, Daddy. In a third, dated January the 31st of 2024, she requests some hardcore BDSM action. Yeah, they was just into a lot of kink, child. So all of that, they wasn't, David said once Sharpe shut the idea down, he noticed Doe's demeanor shift. He stated that he believes that's when she began concocting a scheme to blackmail him, which ultimately resulted in her filing this lawsuit. Y'all, again, I'm going to just give y'all the information. Y'all can come to whatever conclusion y'all need to come to. Y'all, it's 300 people in the chat. If y'all could do me a favor, if you have not done so already, please hit the like button. I would love for us to have about 250 likes at the very least. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Sit down and continue. We almost done, but enjoy. Now, not Tracy said I can put babe under the jail with our text. I think most people who are in relationships or at least sexual relationships, people be saying some nasty shit to each other. But can I ask, okay, and this goes for the men. These are for the men. I understand that some people like daddy and poppy and all that kind of stuff. But if the woman is younger than your child, that don't make you feel no kind of way. Like if you're an older man dating a younger woman and she's calling you daddy, that don't make you feel no kind of way. If she's actually young enough to be your child. Okay, Dion said no. Dion was like, nope. Okay. Well, Dion said it don't make him feel no kind of way. Okay, then. All right. I needed a shot of penicillin after I read this case. Okay, ma'am. This is a mess. Not for men. Men don't care. And I mean, remember when they first started dating, not that he took her out on no dates, but had he ever taken her out on a date, hell, she couldn't even order herself a cocktail. Never mind, I said he didn't even offer her some of his cognac. I guess he couldn't. She wasn't 21 yet. I guess he couldn't offer her a drink. This is honestly, y'all, this is it's juice. It's no alcohol, it's juice, y'all. Now I call my cougar's mother. I'm not doing this with you, Dion. Cajun, JB is just going to cuss you out one day. I promise you it's going to happen. Now, the last thing I wanted to bring to y'all attention, I was, y'all know I very seldom listen to Funky Dineva. But I was listening to him last night because honestly, I wanted to hear I wanted his opinion. I wanted his opinion on what Kenya posted over the weekend. I was waiting to hear what he was going to say about that. And I didn't even make it that far because I ended up I think the Whether You Like It or Not panel came on and I didn't have a chance to finish watching. But before I finished watching, he brought up a really good point. Now, I didn't get the timestamp, so give me a second so I can find it. Because it was early on in his live yesterday. If I can find it. Okay, it was yesterday. Hold on, let me get to it.
Likes me one way or another. And when I say I don't feel no ways tied Jay-Z stuff.
Okay, here it is right here. I want y'all to hear what he had to say. And y'all tell me what y'all think.
Here's the funny thing. Azalea Banks, I don't know any of her Banks, like 20. At this point, with all them organizations, Black Lawyers for Justice, the NAACP, the LCL, with all them organizations, Black Lawyers for Justice, they need to file a case against Tony Busby. Here is the thing. I understand ambulance chasing. I understand what Gloria Allred used to do and her mother. I understand what Tony Busby is attempting to do. But at a certain point, Tony, especially after the fumble that you just had with the Jay-Z case, it would seem to me that somebody around you, some of your business partners, some of your family members would be like, your next one or two high-profile cases, they shouldn't be against Black men. Because unfortunately, Tony, this picture that you have right here, it reeks of racism. It reeks of quintessential racist white man that loves to make money off the back of niggers. That's what this picture gives. And here's the gag. I'm being perfectly honest with you. I have not read a single syllable of the Shannon Sharpe thing and this new case that Tony Busby is supposedly ready. I haven't read a single syllable of it, and I don't believe any of it.
So he goes on to talk about getting into the lawsuit, but I want to just talk about what he just said. Now, I'm going to say this. We read through the lawsuit. I read it to you guys. We read through what Shannon Sharpe said, all of the things. And honestly, I have my personal opinion, but y'all know up here, I have to keep it professional. So I have my personal opinion, but I do want to say this. If you were listening as we were reading through that lawsuit was full of all of the buzzwords. It was full of all of the buzzwords. Shannon Sharpe, listen, we're going to have an honest conversation. So I'm going to have to just say this as bluntly as I can say this. Shannon Sharpe is the stereotypical big Black man. I'm sorry. Can we just call a thing a thing? We're going to just call a thing a thing. He is the stereotypical big Black man. And the language in that lawsuit, I don't have the time to do it, but if I was to go back through that lawsuit, they aggressive, angry, burly, big, strong, like all of those buzzwords. If we go back and listen, I'm about to go deep, y'all, because I'm in a deep kind of mood tonight. If we go back to how Black men were always portrayed, even going back to slavery, That is how Black men were described. And here we have this young white girl. She was so afraid of him. She was so scared. He was so aggressive. He was so angry. He had such a temper. He would, all of the buzzwords, y'all. It's all of the buzzwords. And Shannon Sharpe looks the part. Let's not forget Tony Busby is the same man that went after Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson wasn't guilty. I wasn't there. I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson wasn't guilty, but like I'm agree with, listen, I can agree when I can agree. It's not a good look because Jay-Z made you look like an idiot. And I'm not even saying, again, I'm not getting into whether Jay-Z is or isn't guilty. Ain't my place to decide one way or the other. But he made you look like an idiot. Jay-Z made you look like a fool. And then I think, me personally, I think $10 million was a pretty damn good offer on the table. I think $10 million was a damn good offer. And you walked away because why? What did Tony Busby say to you that made you feel like, there you go, Mo Walker Mandingo? What did he say to you that made you think you could get more? I think $10 million is pretty damn good. Now, don't get me wrong. I know somebody going to say you can't put a price tag on her pain. Well, let me say this to anybody that says you can't put a price tag on her pain. If she was really worried about getting justice and her pain, she'd have went to the police station and filed a report because this just happened 2 months ago. Statute of limitations ain't up. She said it happened in October and she said it happened in January. So if you was really worried about making him pay and punishing him, that's where you would have went. You'd have filed a police report. So I don't want to hear nobody saying, well, she was just, I'm not saying whether this happened to her or not. I was not there. Don't nobody know but the two of them. I don't know. But what I do know is you going to file a civil case tells me you wanted financial relief instead of you wanting him to go to jail. You wanted financial relief. Lovely Soul said, hold on, because I'll address it. I'll address it. Lovely Soul said, now come on, Really B. The flip side to that is Black men need to stop putting themselves in positions to get caught up. Listen, 120%. Baby, it's enough for this to go all the way around. 120%. Full stop. Full stop. But I just wanted to I just thought it was because I honestly, I really had, because again, I was waiting to hear him say something about Kenya. Child, I don't even know if he ever did talk about Kenya. Listen, $10, I think 10, look, girl, I think when this is all over said and done, you should have took the $10 million and went on about your business. Because it really does, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to leave it at that, child. I'm going to leave it at that. But you might have should have just took your money and walked on home. Kenny Rogers told us a long, may he rest in forever in country music peace. Kenny Rogers told us a long time ago, you got to know when to hold them. And you got to know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. And know when to run. Baby, you should have folded and walked away and took your money on the table. Never count your money when you sitting at the table. You should have took that $10 million and counted it on your way out the door. Kenny Rogers is dead. Yes. He died a few years ago, Mims. Oh my God. Wait a minute, though. Hold on. Let me tell you something. All right, this link is for Mims. We're going to wrap it up. This link is for Mims. Let me tell y'all something. That's how I felt watching the RuPaul's Drag Race finale and Liza Minnelli came out there. Y'all, I texted, I put it in the group chat. I was like, I thought Liza Minnelli was already dead. I promise y'all I thought Liza Minnelli was dead. And that is no disrespect to Liza Minnelli, but I promise y'all I thought she was dead. I did not know Liza Minnelli was still alive. I mean, you said you made $6 million off of the Cat Williams video alone. Child, that's $10 million. You could have, shit. Yes, see, Bap, see, look at Bap. Yes, Liza Minnelli is still alive. Child. I don't confuse her with, I mean, I know Judy Garland been gone. Judy Garland been gone. So I don't confuse her with Judy Garland. I just thought she was gone. Nims, I dropped the link. Where you at? My mother would have said, behind that preposition. He passed away in 2020. Yeah, I knew he had passed away. So he passed away either right before or during the pandemic. Judy Garland is the mother. PBS, I was going to say PBIS. PBS had a documentary about her 2 weeks ago. Oh, wow. Yeah, we haven't seen her in forever, child. Like I said, I thought she was gone. Mims, where are you? Because I'm about to get off of here now. Oh, here he go. Look, here he go. Just as I was getting ready to cuss him out. Let me bring Mims. Coming to the stage.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you for sending me the case. I appreciate it.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me. Mims? Mims? I don't think he can hear me, y'all. I don't even see his thing. He's not talking. I don't see his thing moving. He must be in Pakistan. He must be in Pakistan. I'm going to put the link in the chat. This is for Mims, y'all. This is for Mims. I'm going to put the link in the chat again. He's not talking unless you're giving him land and $10,000 or more a week. Mims, we can't hear you. I'm gonna kick him out. I'm gonna remove him so he can try to get back in. All right, I put the link back in the chat so he can try to come back up. Okay, he's back. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what was going on.
You know, it's always a mess. What's up, babe? I said thank you for sending me the lawsuit. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I kind of understand that concept. I don't like Tony Busby. I had my doubts about him starting around the middle of all 50 of his lawsuits against Diddy. My issue is, and I have no issue with people who date interracially. I really don't. But why the fuck, excuse my language, why would I care about what you got going on when you choose a certain type of person? That's between you and them. You chose a 19-year-old kid who was willing to do whatever, and now you're paying the price for it. Why is this just a black man thing? That's a you thing, in my opinion. Do I
I
think
hear
Tony
you.
Busby is targeting only black men? I think he's targeting dummies
Mm.
who are screwing OnlyFans models
Mm.
or, putting their legs to the moon and getting ate out as often as possible.
Oh
Whatever the
my.
case whatever the
Oh
case
my.
may be. I don't think it's just a black person thing. I knew a professional football player who married somebody similar, had like their came up with like an insignia for their names, built a home, put that in the pool and all that, and as soon as he got cut, she was gone and left him with his little black baby.
Mm.
Why why is that a us thing and not a you thing?
Okay. I hear you. I think that's a
Am I-
valid point because Shannon Sharpe, this is dumb. This is just dumb.
you are 54. There's no level playing field with the 19-year-old. And I get it. People have kinks. And like I said earlier, if you do have those kind of kinks, as long as you're doing it in a consensual setting, it's all good. I can believe they did it all over. I don't care. She probably didn't care about the dog sleeping in the bed or whatever else was going on. But the minute she says no or says her safe word and you continue to go, you then set yourself up. That's
Agreed.
really all that matters.
I
You
don't
could
disagree. Listen,
screw
I don't disagree.
364 days out of the year, and 365 he says no or she says no, and you decide to keep going. You did it to yourself. And if you had that much shit to lose, you wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Thinking with the wrong head, somebody said in the chat. What's up, busy? Where's my rich dummy? Come slide in my DMs. Listen, me too. Shoot. Where's mine? Where's mine? I agree with you.
Mo says name a white man Busby is suing. It don't matter because this black man set himself up. It doesn't matter if he don't sue one white man. What matters is you need to pick better. Period. Don't put yourself in situations where people can say, oh, you took advantage of me. She might be lying. He might be lying. We'll never know unless both of them come up with some type of concrete evidence. But right now, this is playing out in the court of public opinion. And I'm saying that as a black man. You can't keep putting yourself in these situations, and then all of a sudden, we're supposed to rally around everything. I'm tired of rallying around people. People don't rally for me. The fuck?
I'm not
You get what
laughing.
I'm
I'm just
saying?
laughing at the way you said it. I'm laughing at the way you said it.
To be honest with you, I get frustrated, right? Black
Hmm.
people, we understand what it means to be, looked down on, talked bad to, separate but equal. All these things, you're less than. Then don't be dark skinned, you're even less than that. Don't like we understand the plight. So oftentimes we go up for everybody. And what I'm seeing is everybody does not go up for us. We're the main people in the comment section um, saying how wrong it is for all of these immigration policies, but does that happen the other way around? No.
I hear
I'm
you,
off my
babe.
soapbox.
Oh, because I was like, he got quiet. I was like, what happened?
No, I get frustrated. I like Shannon Sharpe. I think he's a nice guy, but I'm reserving judgment on this one until we get all the facts because they're playing this out in the court of public opinion. At the end of the day, they were in some type of consensual relationship. I don't believe everything she's saying about this man being like, you didn't give us anything to go off of that would make us feel like you were in a relationship. You were in a sexual situationship, complete
Yeah.
with bondage and S&M. And at the end of the day, more than likely, we're going to find out that you were paid handsomely for your services. And all that's okay because they are both at the age of consent. The difference is we need to know specifically for these two situations where you said you were taken advantage of, we need some evidence. You didn't file the police report. We need to see somewhere other than a text message where you basically reiterated these things. And this might have even been the time where she recorded him without his consent. It's too much back and forth. But at the end of the day, Shannon, you're the 54-year-old multimillionaire who went after an OnlyFans model because she would lick your butt. And you could be aggressive with her. You probably paid her very, very, very well. But none of that matters. What we need to know is the 2 times where she was taken advantage of, allegedly, if that actually happened.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. And like I said, I'm with you. There's so many different, it's so many angles on this. You know, privately it's a lot more I would say that I'm not gonna say publicly. But it's yeah. I hear what you're saying.
I mean, even the race play stuff, that's what you like. But now you calling out for the black people to help you.
Yeah, because clearly you didn't have no problems with her saying, I want you to stick a big black baby in me. Like, that would have made me be like, what? But clearly it wasn't a problem for you.
Who knows? She's probably saying the N-word too when they were really in it. That's what you're into. But if that's what you're into, don't come to me looking. Don't come to me looking for help. If that's what you want, that's what you like. I support interracial relationships. I look at you kind of janky when there's a 34-year age gap and the person is that young. Cher sleeping with a 40-year-old at 95 is not as bad as somebody who just got out of high school.
Did you call Cher 95?
However old she is, she's dating that young dude.
I'm just saying you called that woman 95, but okay.
We don't see no text messages from Cher saying, I want you to put that big black thing in me. Like, I'm just saying, you know what? Like, this one was frustrating because now it is specifically a black and white thing. And I really think it's a stupid person thing. Like, time and time again, we see, like, who were the 2 football players or 3 football players that were sitting around toasting to, can't wait to make some mixed babies?
Oh, I don't remember who did that. I don't know.
You never heard of that?
Mm-mm.
This was like a few years ago. They were all on vacation somewhere, and it was 3 black men and their 3 white wives or girlfriends, and they were all toasting to making black babies. Like, that was the toast. When they take you for everything, that's on you. Why would I rally around you? Like, you did what you... I'm reserving judgment. She could be lying, he could be lying, or they both could be lying.
True that.
I'm wanting to hear from Hollywood, the stylist.
Oh.
Oh.
But didn't he already say some things? I mean,
Every time Shannon gets in some shit, he says something. Today he said he blocked me. But
why he
I was
blocked you,
watching.
ma'am?
Okay, so maybe I was going pretty viral when I was warning Shannon about him. When the Shannon shit came out about Hollywood, I did like a cautionary video for Shannon, and then people sent it to Hollywood.
Ma'am.
But Hollywood said she should have threw some hot water on him.
What?
And then he deleted it.
She should threw some hot water. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to be like Medea with the hot grits.
I'm about to say, I don't know what that means, but okay.
Maybe he was trying to allude that when he was eating Shannon's cakes, he had to throw hot water on him because Shannon got aggressive with him too. Who knows? Nobody understands the relationship between him and Hollywood, but that's the lawsuit I'm waiting for.
Well, anyway, let me get up off of here. I've been here for 2 hours. Damn, 2.5 hours. Let me get off of here. Y'all, the politics part, we just got to say that for tomorrow. I didn't think this was going to stay. it's how many likes I have, mods? What the likes looking like? It's 330 people in the room. How many likes we looking at, y'all? We should have over 300 likes by now. Certainly.
Yeah, she was on for 2 hours. That's the least.
Exactly. Yeah, because I didn't expect this to take 2 hours. So we will do the other video. We'll have to just do that tomorrow, y'all, because I literally came home from work and set up this live. So I haven't eaten dinner. I haven't done anything.
All right. Bye-bye. Talk to you
we
later.
Got 235. Okay, can we get up to 270?
You get
Please
up
hit
to
that like
300.
button.
You got
Thank you.
300 people in here. Bye.
Well, bye. Right, Xavier. That's why we close the door. Exactly. That's why we close the door. All right, y'all. If y'all haven't done so already, please hit that like button. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We have a good time over here, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Mwah. Peace. When I think about you.